Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into something that is quite literally reshaping the tech world, deploying artificial intelligence safely, responsibly, and most importantly, in total compliance with tightening global regulations. Figuring out exactly what resources you need to pull this off can honestly feel like a massive puzzle, but don't worry, we're going to break it all down today and make it incredibly clear. So here is the core problem we're facing. To your everyday end user, AI basically feels like magic, right? It writes, it analyzes, and it predicts, all in the blink of an eye. But if you're an auditor walking in to assess an organization, that seamless output just isn't going to cut it. Responsible AI needs highly visible, tangible resources to actually hold up under that kind of intense scrutiny. You have to be able to prove your system is sound, fair, and secure. But how do you actually do that?
Well, let's dive right into the answer. It all comes down to ISO/IEC 4201-2023. Now, this is the ultimate, internationally recognized blueprint for mitigating risks and ensuring proper AI governance. It's a comprehensive framework that tells organizations exactly what they need to establish, implement, maintain, and continually improve an artificial intelligence management system, or AIMS. Think of it as the absolute gold standard for taking the guesswork right out of compliance.
Our roadmap for this explainer is straightforward. We're going to cover human resources, technical resources, financial resources, documenting for the audit, and finally, sustaining AI governance.
Section 1. Human Resources, the architects of AI compliance. Look, the reality is you absolutely cannot just buy AI compliance off a shelf. You need a multidisciplinary team of experts to build it and guide it, and identifying these key roles is step number 1. You're going to need a lead auditor acting as your ultimate evaluator of risks. You need AI developers actively testing for fairness, an ethics officer who champions your organizational guidelines, and a chief information security officer to really lock down that data privacy. Seriously, if you're missing even one of these architects, your compliance structure is already compromised.
Moving on to Section 2, Technical Resources, the infrastructure of trust.
If your human resources are the architects, well, your technical resources are the heavy machinery you need to actually build and deploy your AI safely. You absolutely have to invest in some specific infrastructure here. We're talking secure development environments where code is written safely, heavy-duty data encryption that aligns with privacy laws, explainable AI tools so you can actually peer inside the model, and continuous monitoring systems to catch any anomalies the second they happen. These tools are crucial because they actively prevent drift and systematically track how decisions are being made.
And there is a massive, stark contrast between just a basic AI tool and a truly compliant one. A basic tool, it's basically a black box. Data goes in, an answer pops out, and you have literally no idea how. But a compliant tool prioritizes transparency. It requires a human in the loop, and it features highly traceable decision logic. So if an auditor taps you on the shoulder and asks exactly why the AI made a specific choice, a compliant system gives you a clear, fully documented, and mathematically sound answer.
All right, Section 3, Financial Resources, the budget for responsibility.
Obviously, all those humans and technical tools we just talked about require strategic funding. And identifying the true cost of compliance goes way beyond just writing a check for software. Security tech makes up roughly 35% of the pie, but the rest? It's often completely hidden. You've got to continually fund employee training and certification, budget for external third-party audits to actually verify your work, and keep some capital in reserve for incident contingency and recovery. Trust me, a simple software license alone is going to leave you entirely unprepared for a real audit.
Let's jump into Section 4, Documenting for the Audit, the glue that holds it together.
Okay, so we've identified our human, technical, and financial resources. Now we have to track them. And I need you to hear this because this is the auditor's golden rule. In an audit, undocumented resources are non-existent resources. Let that sink in for a second. You could literally have the most secure AI on the face of the planet, but without a rigorous paper trail, you are going to fail. Having a reliable, meticulously maintained paper trail isn't just nice to have, it is absolutely non-negotiable under ISO 42001.
Managing all this documentation requires a very structured, repeatable sequence. We call it the document control lifecycle. First up, you create. That means drafting your policies and actively logging AI decisions. Second, review, taking a hard look at those logs against your ethical standards. Third, approve, getting a formal sign-off from an authorized governance board. Fourth, store, archiving all that evidence securely.
And finally, audit, regularly pulling these documents back out to verify your own compliance. It's just this continuous, essential loop of accountability.
So what exactly is going through that life cycle? Well, lead auditors are going to walk in and immediately ask for some very specific evidence. They're going to want to see your overarching governance framework, your comprehensive risk assessments, and your algorithm training logs that show exactly how you optimize the system and mitigated bias. They'll also definitely need your supplier service level agreements to check up on your vendors, plus your corrective action reports to see exactly how you handle things when they go wrong. This is the exact paperwork that proves you're compliant.
And that brings us to Section 5, Sustaining AI Governance, Continuous Improvement.
Here's the thing you really have to remember. Passing an ISO 42001 audit is definitely not a one-and-done checklist. You have to constantly monitor, measure, and analyze. AI is just inherently dynamic, right? Machine learning models adapt and environments change all the time. Because of that, all those resources we just spent time identifying must be continually recalibrated. That is the only way to prevent model drift and ensure your ethical standards hold strong year after year.
Which leaves us with one final, pretty critical thought. Your AI is absolutely going to evolve, but will your compliance resources evolve right along with it? It's a huge question you need to answer as you try to future-proof your own AI governance strategy. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and hey, best of luck on your journey to building responsible, ISO-compliant AI.